They say people don't change, that wounds don't heal, that men like him never come back to fix the damage, they come back to relive it. But then, he knocked out. It was raining that night. Hard. The kind of rain that drowns silence in a city like ours. I had just pulled the last mug from the dishwasher when I heard it, the slow, heavy knock, like it was dragging years behind it. I opened the door, and there he was, drenched, eyes darker than I remembered, jacket clinging to his frame like regret, and that mouth, the same one that once whispered love into my skin, now trembled with something else, uncertainty. "Hey," he said, just that. Not "I'm sorry," not "I missed you," not even my name. Just, "Hey, why are you here?" I asked, my voice brittle, sharp edges over soft history. "I needed to see you," he replied, gaze searching mine like there was still a place for him there. I wanted to close the door. I should have. But my hand didn't move. Instead, I stepped aside. He walked in like a ghost, reclaiming the room he once called home. His eyes landed on everything: the photos I hadn't taken down, the couch where we used to lie tangled, the wine glasses that still came in pairs. "I'm not staying," he said, standing in the center of my living room like it hurt to breathe. I wanted you to hear it from me. I've changed." The words were heavy, not because I believed them, but because I wanted to. "You changed," I repeated. "Since when? Since you walked away? Since you left me staring at the ceiling, wondering what I did wrong?" His jaw clenched. I was a coward. I thought running would fix me. It didn't. My laugh was bitter. "Fix you? Or free you?" He stepped closer. "I've spent the last 2 years trying to be the man you deserved. Therapy, sobriety, even forgiveness. The hardest kind, the one I had to give myself. That stopped me." I looked at him, not the man who shattered me, but the one who might have glued himself back together. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a crumpled photograph of us, barefoot on that beach in Mykonos, the wind in my hair, his hand in mine. "I carry this everywhere," he whispered, "because every time I want to give up, I remember who I was when I was with you." And just like that, my defenses cracked. But I didn't let him see it. Not yet. I turned away, afraid that one more look might make me believe him. That one more second might unravel everything I'd built to survive him. He didn't push, didn't beg. He just said, "If you ever want to talk, I'll be here." Not to fix the past, just to show you who I am now. Then he walked to the door. But before he opened it, he looked back. His eyes, not pleading, just honest. I meant every kiss, even the last one. The door closed behind him, and I stood there, heart thundering, lips trembling, and one question pulsing through my veins. What if he's not lying? She stares at the old photo he left behind, fingers trembling, as a single message from an unknown number appears on her phone. "He's not telling you everything." Asterisk, I should have deleted the message, blocked the number, pretended it didn't shake me. But ID in single quotes D. Instead, I sat in the dark, holding that photo like it had answers. His arm wrapped around my waist, my smile pressed to his cheek. How could something so beautiful feel like a lie now? "He's not telling you everything." It echoed louder than the rain against my windows. And worse, it felt right. The next morning, I called Lena. He showed up, she gasped, out of nowhere. I nodded, voice hollow. He said he's changed. Talked about therapy, sobriety, forgiveness. Lena scoffed. He also once said you were his forever, and then vanished without a word. I knew she was right, but knowing didn't mean I stopped feeling. That night, I found myself outside his apartment. I don't even remember deciding to go, I just ended up there. My body had moved before my brain caught up. I stood across the street, watching the glow of his window like it might flicker with truth. And then the door opened. He walked out, locking the door behind him, dressed in charcoal gray and guilt. I ducked behind the car, breath held tight, heart in rebellion. But he wasn't alone. A woman followed. Tall, red lips, the kind of woman who looked like she didn't chase anything, things just landed at her feet. They didn't kiss, they didn't touch, but they talked and laughed. And I burned. I wasn't jealous, I was scared. Scared I'd been here before, watching his smile belong to someone else. Scared he'd show up at my door with stories while building a whole other life in secret. When they finally parted ways, no hugs, no lingering, I exhaled. But my chest still ached. I waited another minute, then crossed the street and knocked. He opened the door, surprised. His hair was tousled. The kind of mess you only get from running your fingers through it in frustration or nerves. Can we talk? I asked, my voice firmer than I felt. He stepped aside, silent. Inside, everything was neat. Too neat. Like he knew someone might be watching. You weren't going to call, I said. I wanted to give you space, he answered, carefully. And I didn't want to push you into anything. Who was she? I asked. His brows furrowed. You followed me. I ignored the question. Who was she? My sponsor, he said. Helena. She's been helping me stay sober. That's all. I stared at him. Every inch of me wanted to believe, but the message still haunted me. I got a text, I said slowly, from someone who knows you. Said you're not telling me everything. He didn't blink, didn't flinch, but something in his eyes shifted. I'm not hiding anything, he said too quickly. At least not anymore. Then, what was there to hide? Silence, the kind that felt like glass about to shatter. Finally, he sighed. I hurt more people than just you, he admitted. I lied to others, took money, left promises and pieces. I wasn't just broken, I was breaking. Everything I touched. My chest tightened. I thought I was your worst story, I whispered. You were the one I never deserved, he said. I didn't come back to win you. I came back to be honest for once. Because even if you never forgive me, I want you to know I remember every second I loved you. And I still do. He stepped closer to close. His hand reached for my cheek, but stopped just short. And then I leaned in. I shouldn't have, but I did. Our lips touched like memory and fire. Gentle at first, then deeper, hungry, desperate, aching with every word we couldn't say. When we finally pulled apart, I was breathless. So was he, and that scared me more than anything. As she leaves, flushed and shaken, her phone buzzes again. This time, a photo. Him months ago, arms around a different woman, laughing like he used to with her. Captioned, still believe he changed? I stared at the photo on my phone until my hands went numb. Same arms, same laugh, same eyes that had looked into mine just hours ago, whispering about change. But in that photo, he looked untouched by guilt, free, like the past we shared had never existed. It wasn't just a picture, it was a crack, and through the crack, everything I'd tried to rebuild: hope, trust, even breath started collapsing. I didn't call him. I didn't text. Instead, I did what heartbreak teaches you to do. I vanished, quietly, entirely, for 2 days. I let the silence thicken around me. I turned off my phone, let the dishes pile, let the wine go warm on the counter, and I let myself cry, not because he hurt me again, but because I let myself believe he wouldn't. By the 3rd morning, I was done bleeding. I turned my phone back on, and it was there: 6 missed calls, 3 voicemails, 1 text. If I hurt you again, I'll never forgive myself. Please, let me explain. I didn't reply. I didn't have to, because he was already at my door. The same knock. Slower this time, almost scared. I opened it. And for the first time, he looked like the one breaking. You saw it, he said quietly. I nodded. He stepped inside, uninvited. But I didn't stop him. It's not what you think, he began. I raised a brow. That's what every liar says right before they twist the knife. His jaw clenched. Her name was Tasha. We met during the worst of it, right after I left you. She didn't know who I really was. I didn't tell her. I just pretended I was someone better. It wasn't love. It wasn't even honest. But for a while, she made me feel like I wasn't completely drowning. And now, I ask coldly, she's gone. Months ago, when I told her the truth, she walked away. I folded my arms, fingers digging into my skin. So what now? You show up at my door hoping I'll be your redemption arc. No, he said. I showed up because I couldn't go another year without seeing your face. Because the only time I ever felt like I was worth something was when you looked at me. Like I could be more. Silence. Thick. Suffocating. Then he pulled out his phone and opened his photo gallery. Dozens of pictures. Some of us. Some of him, journal entries. Selfies after therapy. Screenshots of sobriety milestones. And then, one video. He handed me the phone. I pressed play. It was him, on his knees in a support group. Tears in his eyes. I lied to someone I loved. I ran when I should have fought. I took the best thing that ever happened to me and destroyed it. He looked into the camera. If she ever forgives me, it won't be because I deserve it. It'll be because she still believes in things I lost: faith in healing, mercy, and love. I couldn't breathe. My eyes stung. I set the phone down and looked at him. Really looked. He was still him, still flawed, still haunted. But maybe not the same man who walked away from me years ago. I stepped forward. Say it, I whispered. He blinked. Say what? The truth. His voice cracked. I never stopped loving you, not for a second. And just like that, my hands were on his face. His mouth was on mine. And the kiss that once lied to me felt real again. But somewhere deep inside, I still wasn't sure. Because even the most honest kiss can hide 1,000 lies. That night, after he leaves with a promise to take things slow, she receives another anonymous message. A voice recording. And it's him. Months ago. Saying to someone else, she'll never know. She always believes me when I kiss her. Asterisk, there are moments that split your heart clean in two. For me, it wasn't the first time he left. It wasn't the lies or the secrets. It was that recording. She'll never know. She always believes me when I kiss her. His voice. Casual. Confident. Like loving me was some twisted strategy. I played it 10 times, hoping I'd misheard. That maybe it was out of context. That maybe it wasn't even recent. But it was him. It was real. And it broke something final inside me. The next morning, I stood in front of my mirror, still wearing the same shirt from the night before. His scent clung to my skin. My lips still tingled from the kiss I thought meant something. He had said he'd changed. But change without truth is just performance. I dialed his number. He answered instantly. Hey, I was just about to call. I got another message. I said, calm. He hesitated. What did it say? It didn't say anything. It played. Silence. A long, deafening pause. And then he sighed. I know the one. That's all he said. He knew. You said you came back to be honest. I whispered. But you were still lying. Just better at hiding it. I recorded that during a relapse. He admitted. I was trying to impress people who didn't matter. Trying to feel powerful in a life that was falling apart. It wasn't about you. But you said it about me. I hated myself that night. He continued. I hated how much I still loved you. How badly I wanted to go back, but couldn't face who I'd become. That recording. It was shame. It was me lashing out at a version of you I created in my head just to cope with losing you. I didn't want reasons. I wanted it not to be true. You can't fix this with another apology, I said. And you can't fix me by breaking me slower. He begged me to meet. Just once more. I almost said no. But closure has a way of seducing the broken. We met at the cafe where we first fell in love. The corner table. The same scent of burnt espresso and soft jazz in the background. He looked different now, tired, thinner, less certain. I sat across from him, but didn't touch the coffee he ordered for me. He slid something across the table. A key. To what? I asked, voice sharp. My apartment, he said. I'm leaving town, going to the treatment center upstate. Full time. 6 months. No contact. I stared at him, stunned. I want to be better, not for you, not to win you back, but because for once, I want to be someone I don't have to lie to. Tears welled in my eyes, not because I forgave him, but because for the first time, I saw a man ready to face himself without dragging me into the fire. He stood, then paused. If you ever want to come by, the key's yours. He didn't kiss me. He didn't even hug me. He just walked away slowly, deliberately. And I sat there, key in hand, wondering how a love so explosive could end in such quiet. Later that night, she walks to his apartment, key clenched in her palm, but when she opens the door, she finds something waiting. A letter. On the envelope, her name, and one final confession he never told her. The key turned with a soft click. The door creaked open like it had been waiting for me. His apartment was bare, stripped of chaos. No clutter. No noise. just quiet, like him. And there it was on the kitchen counter, a single envelope. My name, written in that familiar, crooked handwriting, ink smudged at the corners. Like maybe he cried while writing it. I stood there for what felt like forever before touching it. It wasn't heavy, but it carried the weight of everything he never said out loud. I opened it and read. You deserve every word I never gave you. So here's the truth, all of it. I was scared of how much I loved you. You made me feel seen, and I didn't know how to survive that without destroying it. When I left, it wasn't to find myself. It was to run from the version of me I didn't want you to see, the liar, the addict, the man who kept breaking things just to feel alive. And yet, I never stopped carrying your voice inside me. Every time I wanted to give up, I imagined your eyes the way they used to look at me when I was still worth something. That kiss, the one I gave you a few nights ago, it wasn't proof of change. It was a goodbye. Because I knew once the truth came out, you wouldn't stay, and you shouldn't. But if you ever find yourself asking whether any of it was real, it was. You were. And maybe that's what hurts the most. I never stopped loving you. I just stopped knowing how to. By the time I finished, my hands were shaking. I sat on his couch, the letter pressed to my chest, and let myself fall apart one last time. Not because I wanted him back, but because for the first time, I finally let him go. Days passed, weeks. He didn't contact me. I didn't reach out. But sometimes I walked past the cafe, and sometimes I kept the letter under my pillow. And then, months later, he returned. Clean, sober, quieter. No big gestures, no speeches. Just him. He walked up to me one morning outside the bakery I loved, hands in his pockets. Hi, he said. Not I'm sorry, not take me back. Just, hi. I looked at him, not the man I once loved, not the boy who broke me, but the man he fought to become. And this time, I didn't look away. We didn't rush. We didn't pretend the past didn't happen. We just stood there. To people who broke, healed, and met again, not where they left off, but where they could begin. And when he reached for my hand, I didn't pull away.